Hey everyone, this is Thomas with Bentwood Ring Supplies, and today I'm going to walk you through building our October 2025 ring from our subscription box, and it's called the Hallowed Dragon. In your box you'll get one titanium Dragonscale ring blank, 1 gram of OP30 Fire Opal, 1 gram of OP71 Black Opal, 10 grams of our orange to orange glow powder, and 2 of our Inlay Tapper Tools. I'll be using thin CA glue and activator, as well as our ring mandrels, mandrel stand, inlay tappers, which are also used for storage of inlay materials, inlay adjusters, which are used for manipulating inlay materials after they've been put into your ring, and our slow speed ring turner for finish application. The first thing we're going to discuss is how to inlay such small segments. We have 3 different materials we're working into this ring, and we're going to be using 2 of them together in each section. I've got my inlay tappers prepared with my materials that I've crushed down to nearly a powder. And the first thing we're going to do is use the glow powder and the orange opal. I'm going to be placing these at random intervals around the ring, and the most important thing here is that we don't overfill the cells. For each cell, we're going to add a small amount of glow powder, followed by another small amount of our opal. It's not going to take a lot. The goal is to have enough to cover the bottom of the cell with the glow powder, and then add some depth with the opal over the top. I'm using our inlay tapper to gently place our material into the cell. This may take some getting used to, so feel free to practice a few times with just some opal, and then recover it from the ring and mandrel stand after. You can adjust the size of the copper funnel to help control how much material is deposited. Once you have your material in the cell, I recommend that you inspect it to make sure there isn't too much. You can tap the mandrel next to the ring if there's too much material as a way to remove a little at a time. Use your inlay adjuster or a finely pointed tool to adjust what's left to make sure that it's all fully beneath the surface of the ring. This is when you can apply a single drop of thin CA to the cell. Let that CA absorb for a moment, and then use a paper towel to absorb the excess CA. Then again, use your inlay adjustment tool to ensure that the material is completely beneath the surface of the ring. This will be important later when we apply finish. We want each cell to have a solid finish barrier between the material and the elements. We're going to repeat this process as many times as needed until we have an assortment of orange cells. Once all of our orange cells are inlaid, I'll switch to our black opal and fill the rest of them in. Once all of our cells have been inlaid, it's time to review each of them and knock down any materials that are too high. This is important so that we don't have any breaks in our finish, which can eventually become the root cause of a failed inlay. I like to use a pointed tool to apply direct pressure to the offending piece of material. It will either break off or pull out completely. You may need to add more material after to cover up any issues that arise from this technique, and be careful when doing this. If you're using a tool that's harder than titanium, you could scratch the ring. For our finish application, I'm using our slow speed ring turner. This one is 5 RPM and it is sped up because this can take a little while. When applying our thin CA to this build, it's going to be very important that you introduce the glue to each cell. I like to let the ring spin and hop between cells with a glue applicator, making sure that some glue gets into each one of the cells individually. This is going to reduce the chance for bubbles forming. After each application, I'll use a paper towel to absorb any excess CA from the bottom of the ring, and then I'll spritz the ring with some activator. I'll spray the activator gently from at least 6 to 8 inches away. We only want to encourage the CA to cure without causing it to generate enough heat to create issues like hazing or blooming, which can drastically affect the clarity of your finish. Once each layer is cured, repeat the process until the CA is proud of the surface of each cell. Go back and check using a pointed tool like our inlay adjusters. They're adhesive resistant, so they're very useful for this type of thing. Now that our finish is applied, we can move to sanding and polishing the ring. I like to start with 240 grit. We'll work our way from 240 through 320 and stopping at 400 grit, which should be where we remove the final traces of CA from the outside of the band. This is a great time to check each cell again to ensure that the continuity of our finish is sound. If there are any holes or low spots, I would clean the affected areas and reapply CA. Then cure it and come back to sand it away again. Repeat until you are satisfied with your finish. Lastly, I like to finish things off with our diamond polishing paste. Here I'm using our 3 finest grits, but you could use all of them, replacing Zona paper entirely. I'll use a soft paper towel. Viva brand is my preference since it's relatively non-abrasive. And I'll apply a small amount of the diamond paste, work it over the ring and keep it moving. Don't apply significant pressure and just let the diamond paste work its magic. Use progressively cleaner sections of the paper towel to remove the paste, clean with water or isopropyl alcohol, and proceed to the next grit. What we are left with after the final step of polish is absolutely stunning. I'll proceed to polish the inside of the ring and the edges, but that isn't going to be part of this video. Our blanks are pre-polished, so unless you want to improve on that, we can wrap this ring up here. Alright, another one is in the books and it is stunning. I hope this video sets you up for success with your build, and if you're not already subscribed, now's the time. This ring is part of our October 2025 subscription box, and there's a new design every month, complete with materials, tools, and step-by-step support. You can grab yours at mintwoodringsupplies.com. If you'd rather just purchase this ring as a finished piece and wear it instead of making it, I'll be releasing a finished version soon on our sister site, formandforgedesigns.com. I appreciate your support, everyone. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.